Hey, welcome back to the project. Today we're talking about a concept that really kind of befuddles some of our best athletes, and it's something that we need to address. Carl and I have been talking about, Carl Pally on the camera, super gymnast, been talking about the difference between what we call peak tension and working tensions. Let me write that down. Peak tension. This is a 500-pound deadlift. Or, you know, if you're a 1,000-pound deadlifter, it's not. But you get the idea. For me, it's the idea. If I'm going to backflip, Carl has me backflip, man, I'm working at peak tension. So if this is a 500-pound deadlift, then one of the ideas is if I'm only deadlifting 95 pounds, I do not lift that thing in the same way that's 500 pounds. I'll block out. It's not efficient. I can't run. So what do we end up with is a concept we call working tension. Working tensions. And what am I talking about? So come over here for a second. Specifically, we need to develop enough stiffness or enough tension in the body where I can still function without surrendering position. And this is the idea. So when we see athletes beginning a concept, learning a new skill, we often have to teach them to lift or to move under peak tension conditions because they don't understand or have the motor control. So a lot of times our beginners look like, they're super loaded. Right, that's a 500-pound deadlift. Except I can't run around, I can't flip, I can't jump, I can't move, I can't catch a football. So what ends up happening is over skill, I know exactly how much tension I need to be able to pick up 95 pounds efficiently. So one of the ideas here is how do I develop these skill sets and that's still reflected. So I'm going to turn this over to Carl. I'm going to show you something that he does at the freestyle seminar to work on this very idea.
Hello. So here's the deal. I think exactly what Kelly was saying, there's peak tension, working tension. I basically just say you have to be tight enough or maintain a stiff body enough to maintain integrity of the structure, meaning that no matter how you're moving, there has to be control over every single millimeter of it, and that the position is not jeopardized by having, broken butt syndrome, which is Kelly's overextension thing, or the chicken neck, which is just a classic thing we see in everyone doing.
Wait a second, Carl. Will there be different tensions through a movement?
Sure, of course. I'll show you. It's very simple, actually. Let me take this off.
Whoa! Whoa, what's happening here?
We're getting excited. The shirt is not coming off yet. So here's the thing we talk about. The first position we challenge is just the anatomical position, which is just the basic neutral position. And I just have my athletes just lie on the ground, feet down, feet together, point your toes because you can. You're not standing, so you can point your toes. Right, Kelly?
Check.
Again, your neck. Make your neck nice and long. Head comes down to the ground. The chin is in this really unsexy position, but it makes you better as an athlete. Shoulder blades back and down. If you're tight like me, it actually gets uncomfortable. Hands and palms facing straight up. That's the position number one. Second position we're looking for is this hollow body position or global flexion position. So what I have,
and that's key. That's global flexion, right?
Correct.
Where I'm working, I'm going to see arms, and arms are in flexion, and legs are in slight flexion. But we're actually going to see a change in position. This is a mistake. We don't deadlift in the hollow body position, do we?
Totally. So no, we do not. We definitely do not.
Okay.
Key thing is what's happening here is we talk about position number one is where you start, position number two is where you finish, and whatever's in the middle is the movement. That's the tunnel concept that we've been talking so much about. Kelly talks about mode one, where you start, mode two is where you finish, tunnel is where the movement happens. But if you don't understand the concept of position throughout movement, you just can't get about it or go about it. So key thing here is to have motor control. Motor control is basically just having the awareness of controlling the integrity of the structure or knowing what working tension means. And a very simple way to do it is just starting by getting into this hollow body position, which is straight legs. I reach for my toes, I start opening up. As soon as I feel like I'm about to lose my lower back and things are going to break, that would be my challenged hollow body position for today. This is the global flexion that Kelly was talking about. So that's position. That's just static. There's no real work happening there, but I am looking for tension. This is the same concept Kelly just talked about before, grabbing the 65-pound barbell. The beginners grab it like it's a 500-pound bar. But what happens when they have to do volume? Things change a little bit. So how do we teach our athlete how to move? Very basic. We just have them rock. So this rocking mechanism right here is just a way to challenge position with some movement. And this is exactly what Kelly was talking about. if you can't change tension throughout a movement or know what that means, you don't know how to maintain integrity of the structure, you don't know what working tension means, and you really can't start applying it. So that right there is key to say, hey, here I have a position, and now I have transfer of tension from one side of the system to another, and I can just drill that. And you can change that in many variations, of course, but that's number one.
Let me give you another example. One of the things we do at the seminar is that we have athletes get into a push-up position. And we have them externally rotate, maintain, say, ankles together. You can be here, ankles together, squeezing, creating torque. What ends up happening is that if we can't control the back position and we see floppiness, then what we've lost is position and stiffness to maintain that neutral spine. What ends up happening is that our athletes leave the seminar and they're like, these push-ups are so difficult. Good God, just so tight. Good. And they're like, I can't even function like that. I'm going to black out. So the issue is how much tension you need to still be able to move functionally without surrendering that position. So just give you another idea of kind of what that looks like. Anything you want to add, Coach?
I think we're good. Is it okay to round your back when you're doing push-ups?
Wait, is it okay to round your back when you squat?
I don't know. Check.
Check. See you tomorrow.